All right, and we're live. How's it going, guys? We're back. Long time no see. Penis. I wonder if I'll ever get old of that joke. Wrong. How's it going, man? Maybe. Guild. Obviously there's no L, but it'll give me a decent... It gave me nothing. It's great. Love that. Fantastic. I came here specifically for it to give me nothing. That was actually the ideal pen. Solovq, how's it going, man? Fruit, no. Luvian, how's it going, man? Okay. M-O-U-L-D, no. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna go with a consonant, vowel, N-D-S. How's this? Fuck me. Okay. So D is not there, there. So it's he AIDS. Yeah, this is what this fucking Wordle is giving me. No. Mod. Moody. There's no O either. Oh god, I'm so cooked. Oh god, this is so bad. T-I-D. K-I-D. A kid. I-D. A dark. Okay, this is what I'm thinking. This is what I think. Well, I feel like we can. How much are we? I don't know. Solovq. I don't know. Okay, off the top of my head, I was thinking Midas. Midas doesn't work because M and S I know aren't there. So, Midas... He... B-I-D-A... Banana. Oh my god, this is such a piece of shit word. Oh my god, kill me. I don't know what this word... With. Fuck you. You are a bitch. I was never gonna get that. I need devil. God damn it. I can't do this without him. Oh, this is so cooked. Doom, how's it going, man? Fair, just, do, set, fuck, right. Nice. Good man. Low, Rosen, heel, place, set, left. Hello, is this stream gonna be private? I'm contemplating whether... no. I'll leave, at least for the first little bit, I'll leave, Perfect Run streams, not members only, so you guys can watch them after, that's no problem. If you want to go to bed, no worries, man. Up. Up, down, left. No. How's everyone doing this fine, what is it, Thursday night for me? Thursday night, probably Friday morning for most of you. placed, heal Frozen. When you get done with Lord of the Mysteries, you're gonna start. Doom. When I finish with Lord of the Mysteries, we're gonna finish Perfect Run, Mother of Learning, and then we're gonna start ORV, sorry, and ORV, and then we're gonna start COI. Those are the three I want to get done before, and then we'll do COI. But yeah, it's on the list. We definitely want to read it. Brave. What? Set, stay, Frozen, what? Frozen, Brave, Up movies. Oh. Frozen, Brave? Brave is a movie? Hey, what are you doing? Oh. Oh, Flo? Flo in a movie. Ah, very nice. Sets left, come down. Stay put, heal placed. Okay, I've got one last opportunity. One opportunity in a dream, baby. Placed, set, stay. I want to ask before I start reading. I wanted to ask before I start. I say yeah. Set, placed, stay. Oh wait, all commands, yeah. Heal, come, down, stay. Yes! I was thinking, I literally thought that at the same time I saw your message. Oh, that was perfect. That's frustrating. Hold on. I'm gonna yoink myself to the other side again. I don't know what these are. Oh, one chance in a dream, baby. Let's go. Situated, left, placed, put, set. Okay. One chance in a dream. We got it. Academic study. Study, school. School. School today. Schedule. Today. Kami, how's it going, man? Today often? Today Monday? I don't know. Today Monday schedule. Schedule school. Calendar. Calendar schools. Semester? Semester calendar. Timetable. Timetable, Olivia. Nice. Nice. That was quick. That was quick. That was very quick. When taken? Excuse me? Okay, Salavq, if you're here, is this some Australian museum or some shit? Because, like, this is creepy enough that I feel like only you fucking Aussies would have this. What the fuck is this? Excuse me? This seems like it's out of some... This seems like it's out of the fucking northern island that exists in Skyrim. Like, you know, the place that everyone looks like they live in, like, mushrooms or whatever. Justin, how's it going, man? Oh, the tea's hot as fuck. Jesus. Every time. Excuse me. Okay. I'm gonna trust my gut. I'm gonna go Aussie. I'm gonna go Aussie. Let's go Melbourne. Recent, 2014. Spain, you bitch. Excuse me? Okay. This is, Oh, that's Gandhi. Okay. 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 Good, good. I was gonna go with India, but that clears it. You said how you're doing the... No, not yet, Livian. I should, though. I should. Okay, when did Gandhi die? I don't know, bro. Excuse me? I'm 2025 USA, you think so? Okay, I want to say like 1960s? I don't know. I mean, the fact that it's black and white makes me think like 1890s, but that feels way too old. I don't know. I feel like 1960. 1940. Gandhi, yep, okay, on his way to the Vice-Regal Lodge to meet the Viceroy of India? Cool. Okay. Komachi Street. So this could very well be like Japan, or this could also be Japantown. I don't know. No, this is Japan for sure. Komachi Street. 2014. I think this is Japan. No, where in Japan? I don't know. 08? Why do you think 08? Excuse me? What? That's a number, so there's no... Japanese matcha sweets. Does Japan have so much stuff in English? Is that normal? Because, like, I would have thought Japan, everything's in Japanese, and they're like, figure it out yourself, you fucking foreigners. Japan's not exactly very friendly to tourists, or... I mean, like, they're friendly, but, like, 2008? You think so? I don't know, I feel like it's more recent. I'll trust you. 2018, you bitch. I was right. Oh well, it's fine. Okay, that architecture is definitely giving me Soviet Union vibes, for sure. The ice is also giving Soviet Union. Definitely want to go... I don't want to say Moscow, because this seems too underdeveloped to be... The tower feels Turkish? Does Turkey get snow? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Okay, let's... But ice means Russia? Okay, yeah. It's the Ottomans? How the fuck do you figure that? Oh, maybe you're right. Ottomans, 1914, so... Okay, Ottoman Empire would have existed... Oh, so then we'll go with, like, Hungary or Bulgaria or something. Moldova, maybe? I know the Ottoman Empire existed in this region. I don't know where. There's there's heavy snow often in eastern parts of Turkey. Oh, cool. I'm gonna go with Romania. Andrew Tate's land. If these are the Ottomans, the Ottoman Empire collapsed at the end of World War I, so 1919 or so. It couldn't be any more recent than that, so we'll go 1910, I guess. Czechia, Prague. Oh well. Well, definitely a lot better than if I chose. I was probably gonna go with like Belarus or something, so this is better. Okay, good. Amnesiac, how's it going, man? Okay, Berg. Okay, I want to say German based on the language, but people seem too happy for it to be Germany. I feel like Germans are supposed to be that's German, you think so? But people seem so happy. People are supposed to be miserable in Germany. You're supposed to, you know, be dead inside all the time. Oh, it's definitely not Dutch. It's not one of the Scandinavian. Close to German in writing? Really? Is it? I thought like Dutch and like Scandinavian look all different. Dutch. Oh, Dutch, Netherlands. Oh, I'm stupid. Netherlands, me? Where are we? Yeah, okay. We can go just Amsterdam, I guess. Okay, this is old for sure, but like not that old. I would say 80s. What do you guys think? Say 80s. Like mid 80s. I think that's fair. Yeah, okay, we'll go with the 80s. It was German. Why are you so happy? You're Germans. Look more miserable. I don't know, you're not supposed to be happy, I think. I don't know. Alright, 8:30 on the dot. Let's get reading, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, I promised that I would not show the thing anymore, but I swear I don't know what to do, okay? I can't find any artwork for I found one artwork and that's what I'm using for the thumbnail. I literally fucking can't. I literally can't find any artwork for this. Okay, not to change a winning day, Ryan redid everything like last time. After he arrived at Renesco's place, waited for Ghoul to get in, he then smashed the Psycho with the Plymouth from behind. However, as he opened the trunk to grab his baseball bat and finish the job, the courier felt a pang of guilt. Could he live with such laziness, beating an old bag of bones the same way over and over? Couldn't he have given this moment a little more dignity and uniqueness? For the sake of novelty, Ryan grabbed his shotgun instead, waltzed over towards Ghoul and shot him in the left knee before he could even realize what was happening. The undead bastard almost collapsed, but managed to grab a hang on the counter. Hey, are you okay? The courier asked, his favorite target practice companion. You don't look right. You shot me, the Psycho snarled. You shot me in the leg. Do you need to go to the hospital? Ryan asked with kindness, reloading. I'm going to... Ryan shot the Ghoul in the other knee, making him collapse. You bitch! And now you do. The courier had the feeling they were going to do this routine a lot. Bonjour, Burns. How's it going, man? After shooting Ghoul everywhere it mattered and places where it didn't, Ryan paid off Renesco and the private security before diverging from the previous loop. He had learned his lesson from last time. Ryan chose another hotel, one where he hopefully didn't have his room firebombed, a place away from tourists. He drove south towards the plebeian district, and he could already see the reason for the name. As soon as he left the strip and the tourist hotspots, the architecture changed, casinos and nightclubs vanished, replaced with a 3-story apartment building clustered together in narrow alleys. Small markets and cafes giving off tantalizing smells of food. Eventually, Ryan reached the Arab district, where he recognized by the billboard ads, most written in Arabic and Turkish. Although he caught a little Spanish here and there, the locals called it Little something, I don't know. Maghreb? What the fuck is this word? From what? Wait, hold on. I'm gonna do a racism here. Khaled, how do I pronounce this? From what Ryan had heard, or I don't know if Khaled might not be here. Maghreb? Oh. Eventually, no. He drove by the perfect replica of the synagogue in Turin. Ryan had visited the original, although he had needed a hazmat suit to survive the trip through the irradiated city. Standing next to a mosque, both buildings were slightly derelict, showing how little Dynamis and other corporations cared about maintaining religious sites. However, the sight that caught his attention was a hill at the south, which seemed to be the city's highest natural point. Excuse me? What the fuck did I just do? Sorry. Squeeze me? Okay, we're okay. Sorry. Wanted to make sure there was no, okay, I just be clicking shit. I don't know. However, the sight that caught his attention was a hill at the south, which seemed to be the city's highest natural point. An enormous estate stood atop, roughly the size of the Vatican, and whose architecture was clearly inspired by antiquity work. It included an oversized multiple-room Roman villa, fountains, a private park, and even a smaller replica of the Greek Parthenon. However, clearly whoever lived there had a huge god complex. Why the obsession with the marble columns, though? Why did no one ever add obelisks for diversity? And strangely, nothing was ever built around that estate for kilometers, and only one way led to the summit, the hill being surrounded by a fortified fence and security forces. Ryan had a good idea who inhabited those halls, so he decided to stay far away. I'm assuming this is Augusti, the leader of the head of the thing. Sorry, this is Augustus, the leader of the Augusti, I think. Yes, there were a few people whom Ryan didn't dare test his immortality against, at least not yet, especially now that he had a lead on Len after so long. His hotel was dirtier than the previous one. The owner had traded security cameras for cockroaches in the walls, and Ryan's bed smelled of bliss. That mushroom drug that everyone consumed nowadays. Someone even drew a dick graffiti in the shower alongside a number to call a prostitute. Devil, how's it going, man? I could have used your help like 10 minutes ago on the Wordle. Damn, that shit killed me. Ryan did the sensible thing. He called out of curiosity. Yeah, a male voice answered. Ryan looked at the graffiti, then ended the call without a word, chuckling to himself. Some things never changed. That guy's piece of shit friends writing that number down? Hell yeah. The next morning, like in the previous loop, Ryan did science in his underwear. This time, though, he was more focused on reinforcing Fisty to prevent the ice trick that allowed Ghoul to jam it last time. The courier couldn't have his weapons underperform while beating up an old bone yeller. But he also did Dynanet research about sightings of submarines and bathyspheres in the local Gulf, but found nothing. He did learn that the old island of Ischia, the one he had seen while driving on the coast, was a toxic ruin since Mecron bombed Italy back to the Stone Age. Unlike other areas, Corporation never bothered to renovate it. The Augusti had to send those crates somewhere, and there must be a reason why the genius made submarines rather than boats. Maybe it was to send supplies to the island? He couldn't prove it, but Ryan had a good feeling. A knock on his window interrupted his research, like the sight of a familiar winged heroine. Ryan replayed the same conversation over and over, except on the 3rd floor rather than the 10th. Wyvern seemed a little more nervous than in the last loop, though. Maybe it was the closeness to the mountain estate? Also, Ryan noticed the locals had emptied the streets below his bedroom when Wyvern showed up. They didn't like it. They didn't seem to like Il Migliore around here. You say the meta will break out Ghoul today with the complexity of corrupt private security guards? How do you know that? Don't ask a magician his tricks. Sounds good, Salat. Thank you, dude. By the way, seriously, if you are gonna donate, consider doing so using the coffee link in the description. From what I've heard, even if they break him out, he won't run far. The medic said he has more bullets than intact bones in his body. Wyvern marked a short pause. Looks like you were right. The metas are ambushing Ghoul's transport as we speak in broad daylight. Oh, that's why she left in a hurry last time. She clearly hasn't been fast enough last loop. Maybe this time would work? Before you go save the world and save me a mini-boss battle later, Ryan pointed in the direction of the hill and the estate. What's the name of this beautiful and not at all suspicious Roman-themed park? Officially, Hillside. Unofficially, Mount Augustus. Alright, sounds good, Kami. Good night, buddy. Take care. Wyvern told Ryan about giving him a business card. Before flying off without a sound, Ryan watched her vanish at high speeds, wondering if she would make it in time. Anyway, in spite of that little divergence, he didn't have to worry. He had to wait until Vulcan's call for everything to be back on track. Since he was close to the Augusti territory, no doubt they would contact him again quickly. The call would come any second now. Any second. The sound of a distant explosion startled Ryan, who opened his window and noticed a pillar of smoke reaching into the sky, somewhat in the direction where Wyvern had flown. Shit! Vulcan didn't call him all day. Disturbed, Ryan went to the Bakuto Castle at night anyway. The Bakuto Castle, a casino anyway at night, but the guards refused to let him in when he arrived in costume. Unlike last time, they told him to gently fuck off after noticing his A-bomb. It was apparently a crime to carry a thermonuclear device nowadays. God, where's all our freedoms? So Ryan returned, but unmasked and in civilian clothes. He even put on a classy red tie. This time he managed to slip in, the guards mistaking him for a normal client. Hey, friendly nameless extra, Ryan asked a card croupier playing blackjack with a well-dressed group of... Excuse me? That's gotta be Salavku, I assume? What the fuck? Sorry. Sorry. Okay. All I know about this is time loop. I'm very confused. Yeah, me too, buddy. I'm very confused too. I am looking for Zanbato. Have you seen him? Zanbato? No, he's not here tonight. My plumber friend Luigi, then? No, I don't think so. What's this about? I can give him a message if I see him. Damn it. Ryan approached the dealer's ear and whispered into it. The orange is in the hen house. The orange is in the hen house? It's a code. They'll get it. Their lives depend on it. Don't fuck it up. The dealer seriously nodded, promising to deliver the message. But still, god damn it. Everything had fallen apart immediately. What caused it? Shooting Ghoul? The hotel switch? Warning Wyvern about Ghoul's escape? Whatever it was, it made him fall off the Augusti's radar or change their priorities. Just when he found a lead on Len. Ryan stayed at the casino just in case, playing for hours. Knowing the results of every game, he accumulated quite a sum of money at the roulette and Coliseum bets. Although he was very careful never to overplay his hand, having entire lifetimes worth of cheating experiences, the courier had mastered the art of looking like a professional gambler, sacrificing money when needed. Okay. Sell off Q! Dude! No. Oh my god. Oh. Jesus. Oh. Oh my god. Oh. Good god, Salavku, my fucking go. Hold on. Discussing overcomplicated probability theories with other players and faking nerve-wracking tension while waiting for the results. He also played legitimately at poker and blackjack, not using his time stop abilities to look at his rival's hands. Jesus, dude. thank you. Holy shit, you really didn't have to. Fucking Christ. I've completely lost my spot. In the end, the main defense against anti-seer methods was banality. Banality? I don't know this word, excuse me? Banality, the fact or condition of being unoriginal. Oh, I see. Okay. Seers were rare and unusually obvious, always trying to win it big, while skilled gamblers and talented amateurs were legion. Ryan just had to convince guards he belonged to the latter, not the former, winning high but believable amounts. Ryan usually enjoyed these tricks, but his heart wasn't in it. This is what I imagine Solovki looks like when he enters a casino. He's like, I just gotta trick him into thinking I'm just doing it. Yeah, I know what banal means. I had just never seen banality. I don't know. In hindsight, it seems obvious, but fuck you, okay? Ryan enjoyed these tricks, but his heart just wasn't in it today. Instead, he kept asking himself questions. Should he go to the supply run at the harbor even without being invited? It could get him right back on the Augusti path, but Ryan wasn't sure if it would happen. Also, who killed him last loop? The meta was the obvious suspect, but it could also be an unrelated hit, since the courier took a job for the Augusti after denying Wyvern. Dynamis could have easily ordered him dead. No, the easiest solution was to reload and deviate from receiving the Augusti mission, but Ryan needed to die first. Car crash? Too common. Traffic had killed him just as many times as enemy genomes. Bullet to the head? The last time Ryan tried, he woke up 6 months later. The medics congratulated him on his miraculous surgery. Train tracks? Unoriginal. Everyone does it nowadays. Roman suicide? Thematic and classy, but he would have to find a sword. Nice play, Ryan glanced at the left of his table, noticing a stunning woman that had taken a seat right next to him. An elegant lady with long black hair and a crimson gown and a beauty spot on her right cheek. She played with a glass full of alcohol, clearly trying to get Ryan's attention. This is the first time I've seen you around. It was strange how everybody wanted to be Ryan's friend when as soon as he started making money. Was it his personality? Sorry, I'm thinking about something else. Crimson? Does it say crimson? Oh, Crimson Glow. Close enough. Welcome back, Evernight. What could be more important than accumulating a pile of money, she asked, flirtatiously, playing with her glass. I'm trying to find a suicide method that hasn't been done before, something original and over the top. The question took the woman aback, but the woman did consider it. Jumping into Mount Vesuvius, she proposed? Ryan could have sworn he had done something similar in a previous loop. Already done, although with Etna instead of Vesuvius. I didn't know. Do you want to kill yourself or just theoretical? Already bored of the conversation and failing to find a method that he hadn't tried, Ryan raised his hand at a waiter. Can I get an electric fan? A fan? Ryan answered by giving him a €300 tip. That definitely would work. 1 minute later, he had his fan. When he took out his winnings for himself, the genome piled up thousands of euros of banknotes in front of the fan, aiming for the center of the casino. The woman at his side guessed what crossed his mind, in a flash of recognition in her eyes. If the flash of recognition in her eyes was any indication, Ryan turned the fan on, and the entire bills went flying all over the casino. To the fastest, he shouted, as a flash of greed flashed in everyone's eyes. When the genome exited Bakuto, all the locals were fighting over the bills, women included. Even the bouncers and the staff tried to grab a fistful. Ignoring the chaos he had started, Ryan glanced at Wyvern's business card and Dynamis's logo on the back. Did he check him out? No, Len was his priority. His only priority. He was long and tired after it had been long. Good lord, he was tired of these long years of loneliness, and he wanted to find her at all costs. So I'm assuming Len is like him too, like some kind of time loop or something, or maybe just immortality, because she's clearly known him for a long, long time. The Augusti had provided him hints already. Ryan knew people used her genius technology, and that people traded with such devices in Rusttown. If the Augusti path was close to him for this loop, then he should try to figure out what he could where he could have obtained the bathyspheres. If there was a black market for genius goods, he should check it out. He could always kill himself after. That's how I start my day. It's gonna be like this the whole goddamn book. Cool. Daniel, how's it going, man? When the When the locals said that the rest town was walled off, they weren't kidding. As he drove as north as possible, Ryan began to see the fortifications separating the district from the rest of New Rome. There wasn't so much walls as a mix of tall steel cylinders, wired fences, mounted cameras, and surveillance systems. Trained genomes occupying the watchtowers pushed back clouds of pollution away from the touristic areas and into Rust Town with wind manipulation. On chapter 4? I like it, Daniel. I like it. The man is just fucking insane. Like, he just does whatever. Like the end of chapter 6 was also really cool. The end of chapter 5 is, did you read it with me yesterday? I don't know. I can't remember. If you haven't, like, the ending of the chapter 5, if you haven't read it, like, that catches you off guard. It's good. I like it. And plus, I just like the persona, if I'm honest. This is very Daredevil. I love it. Or not Daredevil, fuck me. This is very Deadpool. So rich people wouldn't have to breathe the same air as the lower classes, since they all seem to produce currents of air. Ryan assumed they had used knockoff elixirs marked as Tempest that gave its users minor aerokinesis. As he drove around the fortress in search of an interest point, the genome put on Dynamis' radio, listening to the news. We received confirmation that the explosion in Little Maghreb yesterday was the result of a short duel between our beloved Protector Wyvern and the criminal genome known as Vulcan. I'm reading 3 novels right now. Persona. Ryan immediately raised the volume. Vulcan, formerly known as Urban Gorilla, briefly served as Wyvern's sidekick before joining the criminal syndicate known as the Augusti. Reports indicate Vulcan was forced to flee after causing great collateral damage. So that was why Vulcan didn't contact him this time? Little Maghreb was probably close to the Augusti's hideout, and he, or she, Ryan didn't remember, decided to ambush Wyvern when the opportunity presented itself. They probably took heavy wounds and Ryan fell off their radar after. Would the courier have to change hotels again? No, it's better to just stay in the first hotel until Wyvern contacted him and then switch places to avoid the assassination attempt later. The cryokinetic known as Ghoul attempted to escape containment by the private security earlier yesterday, but was quickly recaptured by Il Migliore. The radio continued. Enrique Manada, the manager of the superhero team, stated that as long as Dynamis remains strong, warlords and madmen will never gain a foothold in New Rome. At least warning Wyvern did make a difference. She probably relayed his tip to the private security being compromised to her team, who intervened just in time. Started reading Shadow Slave and Perfect Run, also the Immortal Puppet. What is the Immortal Puppet? That sounds cool. It just sounds like a marionette though. Then again, it must have been hard for Ghoul to run away without legs. He said, maybe I helped a little bit too. You know, I took off his fucking kneecaps. Ryan eventually reached a border checkpoint guarded by 3 security guards, all of them carrying riot gear and laser rifles. Their chief made Ryan's a signal to stop, and the genome did his best to look innocent. It was pretty hard with a mask and full quick-save attire, but it was the attitude that counted. By the way, let me put up the photo of what Quicksave looks like in his like superhero outfit, and I just want to show you like who he really reminds me of visually. Okay, so this is what he looks like. Okay. Like, he has a mask, but that has no face, no nose, no mouth, nothing, okay? What that really reminds me of is... There's a DC character known as Question who wears a mask with nothing. Like his mask is just nothing. That's who he reminds me of. Another book by the author of Reverend Sen. Ah, cool. Okay. It was pretty hard with a full mask and quick save attire, but it was the attitude that counted. Halt, the guard said. No entry without proper authorization. I'm just visiting. I heard they have a zoo. It is a zoo, the guard grumbled. Look, citizen. This is the frontier of civilization. Beyond is the untamed urban wilderness, and we are the only people standing between New Rome and the hordes of barbarians who would tear it down. Well, when I see you, I do fear for civilization. You should, the man replied, missing the obvious sarcasm. So, if you want to pass with proper authorization, you will have to contribute to our community's mutual defense. Sure, Ryan said. Aren't you going to check my car for drugs, weapons, or anything dubious? I swear, I'm as clean as the day I was born. Depends on how much you contribute to the community. No wonder the Augusta and the Meta could so easily get in and out. The guards weren't even trying to hide their corruption. The second he passed through the checkpoint, Ryan understood why they called it Rust Town. First and foremost, the air quality dropped drastically, even worse than the harbor. The smell of rust and chemicals was so pervasive. You can buy a faceless mask too? Really? Question mask DC. Faceless mask? Yeah, but how the fuck am I supposed to see out of this? Excuse me? We already did corruption, yeah. The courier wondered if someone dumped toxic waste out in the open. Ryan had to raise the car's windows and activate the mask's air filter just to make it bearable. His mask has an air filter? What a G! Almost every house in 3-floor apartment building had fallen into a state of despair. Windows were broken and cinder blocks were covered with graffiti, some even crumbling. The neighborhood was positively claustrophobic. Narrow streets forming a labyrinth of alleys, almost too small for his car to move. Fire escapes casting them in a shadow in spite of the daylight. Streetlights didn't work well at all, and a thick layer of smog colored the world in sickly yellow. Every piece of metal seemed to rust, probably due to pollution. Even Ryan, who had seen it all, felt appalled by the locals' living conditions. Squatters had overtaken everything. Dealers openly peddling bliss to homeless people, and the locals avoiding Ryan's gaze when he looked at them. They all wore scarves, face masks, or other protections against the gas. At one point, the driver drove past a corpse left to rot in muddy waters due to the overflowing sewer entrance. A pack of wild dogs waited nearby next to a pile of trash, perhaps waiting for Ryan to leave to eat. Ryan had made jokes about everything, but he couldn't find the energy for humor today. Seeing a dealer who didn't avert his gaze, he lowered his window to ask where he could find genius-made tech. The local gave the directions for a place called Polly's Shop, although not before trying to sell Ryan a gram of bliss for an outrageous sum. It appeared prices had gone up since the meta started hitting the local dealers. Ryan didn't have any trouble finding Polly's Shop, mainly because he had garish neon lights on his establishment. Although the man could have chosen a wider, dead-end alley for his establishment, the Genome parked his car outside, grabbed a coil gun just in case, and walked in. "Here's Johnny!" Ryan shouted, opening the door. The shop could be more aptly described as a disorganized garage with shelves of accumulated junk, a true and poorly ventilated wilderness of tools. Scavenged car parts hung from the ceiling, and bulbs provided as little light as possible. The man behind the counter was a scrawny, balding little man in his 40s, half French, half British. Ryan could identify these strange creatures on sight. In response to his unforgettable entrance, the shopkeeper immediately raised his rocket launcher. "You! It's you?" A flash of recognition flashed in Polly's eyes. Yeah, it's me! Ryan was so happy. He had become so famous. People recognized him on sight. Are you one of my fans? I knew I had a few somewhere. A fan? The shopkeeper almost choked, aiming the weapon at Quicksave's face. You lunatic! You destroyed my old workshop in Otranto. I did that? When? 2 years ago. You crashed a goddamn plane into it, and then you gave me a letter. You'd been hired to deliver my mail, and you said you wanted to make an unforgettable entrance. It did sound like something he would do. Ryan observed the man, and he seemed vaguely familiar, but no, nothing. Maybe. Quicksave shrugged. You don't remember? Polly asked. Well, you clearly took it a lot more personal than I did. When he realized the poor man had been forced to live like this because of him, Ryan regretted the joke. I'm sorry. Maybe I can pay you back for the bother. Get the fuck out of my shop before I pull the trigger. Apparently, he didn't want Ryan's money. You know I can stop time, right? It's a facehugger missile. Once it's locked, the nano missiles will keep pursuing the target until it's dead. What a way to start a relationship. Normally, the courier would have taken the hint and left the shop, but he had a mission. His coil gun lowered in one hand, Ryan searched in his coat, ignoring Polly. He then brought out a plushie. At the sight of the white, beautiful rabbit, Polly's face lost all color. You know what this is? Ryan said, wagging his ultimate weapon. If you don't lower your weapon, I'm gonna press the button. We're in an enclosed space. You can't control it. Neither can you, Ryan said, raising his thumb. I'll do it. Don't do it, Ryan threatened. I'ma do it. The pressure in the room grew, Polly shaking until his nerves gave way. Fuck, throwing his weapon on the counter. How could you do that to a plushie? You turned the most adorable thing into a... It sounded like a good idea at the time, Quicksave argued, putting the plushie back in his coat. I'm looking for homemade genius tech. I can't help you, Polly laughed, happy to be useless to Ryan. You couldn't have picked a worse moment. The junkyard is closed. Nobody sells a fucking thing. I'm not looking to buy, Ryan replied, glancing at the establishment with disappointment. Even the weapon Polly wielded was shoddy and ready to crumble after firing. I'm looking for very specific technology. Bathyspheres used to supply runs in the water. Crimson paint. Steampunk influence? Like lens tech? Rabbit plushie. Apparently, the man has a fucking RPG, and the guy's like, he pulled out a fucking plushie. Don't do it. Does he actually have a fucking nuclear bomb in a plushie? What the fuck is this? Polly jumped back, startled, as Ryan closed the gap between them. Polly? Polly. Do you want to be my friend? No? Then tell me everything. I love how it's like, regardless of the answer. Listen, you want to be my friend? We can be friends. Tell me everything. You don't want to be my friend? Tell me everything, or I'm going to fucking hassle you all the time, okay? Black hair, blue eyes, kind of crazy. It's called Marxism-Leninism. But yes, that's the same girl, yeah. She arrived in Rusttown about 6 months ago, calling herself the Underdiver. Ryan had never heard that name. To his disappointment, Quicksave and the Underdiver didn't sound good at all. Maybe Q and U? The Undersavers? Just one of the geniuses trying to do business without Dynamis's or the Augustus recruiting them. You see what I mean? There used to be a big black market here for genomes like her who didn't have enough resources to be self-sufficient but wanted to remain independent. Ryan nodded, entirely focused on the shopkeeper. Anyway, she managed to make herself an armor from scavenged stuff. It looked like old world gym diving suit. She kept asking me for parts to maintain it, so we met often. Did it have a minigun? How did you know? Because he knew her perfectly. Please, continue. Anyway, she sold some of her inventions to the Augusti to make ends meet. You must know that she was very passionate. Ryan nodded. She ended up attacking a chemical plant owned by Dynamis to protest about the working conditions there. That was Len, alright. Always with that strange, almost cute sense of justice, obsessive desire to protect the weak, and hatred of private ownership. And then what? What happened? Guess what happened? The private security attacked the workshop and it caught her. I heard rumors that the Augusti broke her out, but nothing from her after. She just vanished. This confirmed that the Augusti were likely the true path to Len and should be favored, although the fact that private security captured her means they have a file. Still, that was more information he had learned since, well, fucking forever. Ryan was in a great mood, an exceptional mood. For this information, Polly, I shall grant you a wish. Grant me a wish? Close enough. Welcome back, Merlin. Grant me a wish? You think you're fucking Robin Williams? Of course not. I can only grant one wish, not three. You aren't... Are you kidding? You aren't? Are you serious? Whatever it is, I will fulfill it, no matter how long it takes. Quicksave always honored his word. What do I have to lose? Nobody else is gonna do anything. You know a Psycho Gang moved into Rusttown recently? The Meta Gang? You want me to Tarantino them? They had taken over the junkyard where most exchanges happened a few days ago, and then things got worse, getting worse every single day. The genomes, they kill them and drain their blood. The normies, they abduct them off the street. I don't know what the psychos are doing, but you don't ever see them again. Even the kids are gone. A chill went down Ryan's spine, and his heart hardened. As he had told Zanbato, kids were sacred for him. Especially since he got along with them better than adults, and he had a crappy childhood himself. Does the private security know? They know, they just don't give a fuck. Private security only protects key infrastructure like the power plants or water treatment station, which I have to admit, they do zealously. The rest are just frontier guards who don't care about what happens within the wall. They don't give a shit if a few homeless junkies or lowlives die. The psychos are doing them a favor as far as they're concerned, cleaning out the city's trash. What about Wyvern and Il Migliore? Wyvern gets into a fight with a lone meta occasionally, but she's the only one who cares. And she can't be everywhere. Until the meta kill too many workers, assault tourists, or steal an elixir shipment, Dynamis won't do a fucking thing. Wait, the metas have been here for days and they haven't attacked Dynamis's elixirs? That's odd. Psychos aren't like that. They usually make a mess of themselves trying to get knockoff elixirs to feed their addiction. It's always the same. He should know. He had lived with one. And yet, these psychos were awfully restrained by their kind standards. Come to think of it, from what he had heard from the meta, I hadn't attacked Dynamis's infrastructure at all. They only tried to drive the Augusti out of the Rusttown. The reason was easy to guess. Dynamis couldn't care less about the area unless its buildings or agents were attacked. If ignored, they wouldn't lift a finger. Ryan had thought the Metagang had come to New Rome to fuel its addiction, but clearly, something else was happening. Unfortunately for Polly, Len was Ryan's only priority right now, but he would honor his word no matter what. I will fulfill your wish in my perfect run. I swear. He said it! He said the thing! Your perfect run? Are you jogging? It's the perfect ending, Ryan explained. A concept he had developed over endless wanderings. If he gathered every piece of information possible about a given place and inhabitants through his loops, he could create the optimal loop, and then would dedicate his last loop to creating the perfect chain of events in which guaranteed the best outcome. And then, and only then, would Ryan create a new save point and move on. After learning where to go to reach the junkyard from its occupants, Ryan left Polly's shop through the door and prepared to drive straight into the meta's nest. And then a bug landed on its Plymouth, flattening it. A bug flattened his car? Doesn't it go the other way around? What the fuck? Huh? Ryan froze as an enormous 3-meter tall monster crashed on his car, crushing the roof, destroying the window, and shattering the engine. The creature looked like a twisted fusion between a human and a mosquito. A monstrous insect with a black exoskeleton and crimson flesh beneath, its eyes set on Quixie with hunger. I knew, the mosquito said. I smelled a rat sneaking. My car! Ryan screamed in horror. The courier immediately stopped time, rushing to his Plymouth Fury and checking on its health. Could he save it? Could he save it? No, the damage was too extensive. Ryan was overwhelmed and considered going on a Kill Bill rampage. First against the mosquito, then every fucking psycho he could find. He would show them the terror of hell unending, a curse straight out of Tartarus itself. But Ryan couldn't live without his beloved Plymouth. With a depressed sigh, the courier grabbed a metal sphere from his pocket and let time resume. You see this? He raised the sphere to the psycho. You see this? What is this? A ball? Now look at my car. Look at my ball. Look at my fucking car you destroyed. Now back at the ball. This is an A-bomb. Click. Catch, motherfucker. Ryan tossed the bomb at the mosquito, who caught it with his hand. The psycho looked at the weapon, back at Ryan, confused. Nobody touches my car. Nobody. As Rusttown exploded in a burst of nuclear fire vaporizing the two superhumans, Ryan felt happy. Finally, a new method he had never tried before. He said, like, damn, like, I could kill everyone here. He had that, like, Gojo for fuck's sake. He had that Gojo moment where Gojo's like, Suguru, should we kill them all? I don't think I'd feel anything right now. But he's like, I can't live without my car. There's no point. I could kill them all, but it doesn't mean anything. What's the point? Chapter 8, Past Fragment, Len. Bro's going for the 100% completion. Yeah, exactly. He's like, I'm going to do everything. They once called it the City of Canals. They said it was the most beautiful city in the world, with tourists coming all the way from China to see it. That was before the wars. Whiz powering down? No, sorry. More than a decade later, Venezia had become an open grave, a poisonous marsh whose canals overflowed with toxic plants and dark mud. Some islands had sunk. I know, right? I would have expected that would have been like way on his list way before, but he's like, no, I've just never done an A-bomb. Most houses had fallen into disrepair, invaded by worms and insects, their rooms full of old human bones. Meanwhile, the city outskirts had been taken over by raiders, who used boats to attack coastal cities. At least, they did until yesterday, until Ryan's groups arrived. It was the teens' choice, though. Len's dad basically dragged them from the city of Rubano. When he heard the local raiders had genomes amongst their numbers, that maniac could never resist the lure of easy targets, leaving the rest of them to salvage for stuff while he went hunting. The wiser bandits had fled without looking back. The others perished. Their sanguinate? Close enough. Welcome back, sanguines. Corpses tossed into the water, genomes and normies both. No one could defeat Len's dad. No one. Except maybe Augustus or Leo Hargraves, but so far they hadn't met. How strong is Len's dad? What? Riri, Len called him from before. Come, I found treasure. Curious, the 16-year-old teenager stepped inside the house while whistling. As expected, it was some kind of library, albeit one unlike anything Ryan had ever seen. Piled up are books formed from a true labyrinth of walls and twisted turns. What the fuck? Why the fuck? It keeps crashing. It's so infuriating. Sorry, my fucking tab. My tab that runs YouTube always crash. Technically, I'm not even supposed to have it open. You know what? Fuck it. I'm closing it. I don't care. I don't care anymore. Fuck it. You win. Piss off. As expected, it was some kind of library, albeit one unlike anything Ryan had ever seen. Piled up books formed a true labyrinth of walls and twisting turns to the point they could probably crush him dead if they collapsed. Unlike other areas of the city, vegetation hadn't taken over, and marauders had clearly ignored the building. Nobody respected culture nowadays. He found Len on a boat, literally. The owners had moved on a gondola inside the library before filling it with books. His best friend lay on her back atop a pile, reading something. Hey, shorty, a tomboyish girl his age. Len was a bit smaller than Ryan and disliked being called out on it, so of course, he teased her mercilessly. You're reading Gulliver's Travels? I'm not short, I'm growing, Len complained, interrupting her lecture to stare at him with her eyes. Ryan often thought that he could see the sea she loved so much in her eyes. Her skin was pale, her raven black hair reaching her shoulders. A true modern Snow White, although she traveled in brown travel clothes rather than noble gowns. Now, come over before I throw a dictionary at you. Ryan lay next to his best friend, their shoulders touching, and peeked at the cover. While ancient and yellowed by age, the book seemed well preserved. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, written by Jules Verne, French edition, Len translated. She already had 2 copies of the book, but none in the original language. You can't imagine how long I've been looking for it. The translations are awful. I thought you couldn't read French, mais non? Ryan mocked her. Len pinched his arm. Ouch. You deserved it, Riri, she replied. And I understand French, thank you very much. Ryan then corrected her French, and you can remove the bien. She sighed. Just take a book and shut the fuck up. I think they have How to Win Friends and Influence People, which you really need. I like reading, but not as much as I like eating, Ryan said. Len had filled her supply bag to the brim with books and nothing else, unless you want to make me eat your communist manifesto. If you do that, I will eat you with a fork, she waved. This place wouldn't have become a toxic dump had the communist revolution happened. Yeah, maybe it would have been the gulag instead, Ryan replied. Based. Tin up, how's it going, man? People messed it up, but the concept is right, Len protested, closing her books and putting it on her chest. Is it wrong to think everyone should be equal? No, just naive. It could still happen, Len insisted. Everything has been rebooted back to zero. The world has changed. Yes, but not human nature. You're too cynical for your own good, Riri. When do you think Dad will come back? Once he runs out of victims? I don't know. She looked at him in silence, their eyes locking. They rarely had moments of privacy where they could breathe without her father looking in. Ryan looked at eyes and then lips. Do it. But he chickened out. Her face unreadable. Len let out a sigh. Ryan wasn't sure if it was out of relief or disappointment. Could you help me remove the books from that boat? She asked. We could make it a bed. You want to sleep there? Ryan asked. Yeah. I always wanted to have my own ship. Did you know more than 80% of the ocean is unmapped? You want to sleep in a gondola or put it to use? We could find one, she said, daydreaming, or a real ship, or make one. Sail away like the explorers of old. With or without your dad? Len didn't respond, which was an answer in and of itself. Without a word, she rose back on her feet and started removing the books with Ryan's help. Once they were done, Len examined the boat's bottom, her eyes narrowing. Could it be? What? That type of gondola. Do you know what it is? No, I'm not a fucking ship geek like you. Instead of answering, Len knocked out a spot on the gondola's back end. You heard that? Nothing? Exactly, Len said. This type of boat often has a hidden compartment carrying messages, or even money, or drugs. You would think Marauders already found it, Ryan said. It's not common knowledge, and you must know where to look. All ship geeks know that. She could be so smug sometimes. Also, it's a library. Yeah, Ryan doubted many locals had visited a library, and considering the dust raised when they removed the book, nobody had touched the gondola in years. Remove that wooden plank, Len pointed. It's old, but it shouldn't be hard. Why me? It's called work division. I think you work. You see, that type of stuff wouldn't work in the communist revolution, okay? So get fucked. If it's work, that means I'm getting paid. I will let you sleep in the gondola. Ugh, the things he did for her. In the end, as Len said, the wood was so damaged by time and termites, Ryan had no problems removing the plank with his bare hands. And as she thought, the boat did have a hidden compartment, with one hell of a treasure inside. No way. Is that what I think it is? A hexagonal metal box with a helix-shaped lock. I think so. One of the mythical wonder boxes sent by the alchemist to the first genome. The devices which started the last Easter tragedy in the genome wars that followed. Ryan had no problem removing the lock. He had spent years breaking into deserted homes. The metal box opened, revealing a well-preserved letter and 3 syringes full of swirling liquid. One blue, one violet, one red. Each bore a swirling, multicolored helix symbol. Elixirs. Ryan opened the letter. Congratulations, Mr. Rossi. You have been selected to participate in a grand socio-genetic experiment of my design. You do not know me, but I know you, Mr. Rossi. I believe that you are a fine specimen of our species, possessing the necessary skills, intellect, and genes to lead humanity into the next phase of its biological evolution. I will grant thee a miracle. This box contains 3 elixirs, selected at random amongst a selection of over 10 million distributed over the globe. You must have heard of them on the news. Yes, these serums grant a host of health benefits, including a unique power based on the color consumption. Green, life. Blue, information. Violet, space-time. Red, energy. Orange, matter. Yellow, abstract. White, meta-power. You are free to do as you wish with these elixirs. They are ready for immediate use and testing in the field. I would not advise to drink more than one, but the data gathered should be interesting nonetheless. Now, I must inform you that you are far from the only person to have received from this gift. When you open your eyes next morning, the world in which you live will have ended. Instead, you will wake up in a world where mankind's potential is no longer constrained by the petty rules of reality. A world where anything is possible. I have no idea how this divine experiment will work out, but I can't wait to see the results. Thank you for advancing the cause of science. Best of luck. The Alchemist. Now, who the fuck is the Alchemist? I want to know that guy. Who's the Alchemist? What? The Alchemist? Welcome back, Psychology Alchemists. True. He never opened the box, Len said. Maybe he died before he could. He probably hid the box before the bioweapons hit. You think the blue one would make me a genius? Maybe. Geniuses was a slang for genomes, usually blue ones, with the ability to create advanced tech. Mechron, the man who had come closest to taking over the world, had been the most famous one. His self-replicating robots swept past Eurasia until some countries pushed their big red button before they could fall. Nobody remembered who fired the first shot, but Mechron responded to the A-bombs with drones and bombardment. Central Eurasia had become a nuclear wasteland, Southern Europe a mass grave. At least this city wasn't irradiated like Turin. Is an alchemist from the Mother Pathway? Oh, true. Which one do you want to take? Ryan asked. We can't drink this. Dad'll know. He'll sense it in the blood. Yeah, maybe it's our only chance to get away from him. I'm not abandoning my dad. He's gonna get better. I know it. Fuck no, he isn't. If anything, he's just getting way worse. Now that Dynamis and Augustus have put a bounty on his head, he had to fend off hunters regularly. Before, he was just crazy and violent. Now, he's violent and paranoid. He's never gonna heal. You know I'm right. He's my dad. He'll want them all. He doesn't have to know. Your dad is gonna get us killed. Len! A voice shouted from outside. Len! Where are you? Speaking of the devil. Quickly, without thinking, Ryan grabbed an elixir in each hand and hid them in his back pocket alongside the letter. Realizing his intent, Len almost seized the last potion but was too late. Ryan had the time to hide the blue and violet potions when Len's dad crawled into the room. Len's dad was no longer a man since he drank one elixir too many and underwent a mutation. His flesh, organs, and skin were all gone, leaving only a shapeless mass of blood covering his bones. Eh? What? Easy! How's it going, man? Sounds good. Wait, hold on. Okay. He had become a faceless crimson puppet. Crimson? Welcome back, Crimson Moon! I'm sorry. His face constantly fluctuating. He even moved like a stringless doll, his arms flailing like whips. He had nothing left behind, no bloody footprint. Fine takeout for a critical roll. Both teens confused, unconsciously moving closer to the other. Caesar, the psycho said upon seeing Ryan. Good to see you're taking care of your sister. His name wasn't Caesar, and they weren't related, but Ryan knew better than to say that out loud. Len's dad was sick. Very, very sick. Especially in the head. Sometimes he was Len's dad, kind, friendly Freddy, who liked to play board games and watch old movies. But sometimes he was just a bloodstream. And when the psycho noticed the wonder box and the red elixir, his body solidified, his fingers turning into claws, his lingering humanity vanished, overcome by an addiction. Like a feral beast pouncing on a mouse, Bloodstream rushed at the box, brutally pushing Len out the way. Her back hit the wall behind her, some books falling down. Len! Ryan shouted, immediately rushing to her side. Bloodstream ignored him, grabbing the red elixir and smashing the syringe. He didn't even bother to inject anything. His body absorbed the content with greedy hunger, his blood fluctuating like a raging ocean before stabilizing. Thankfully, Len was more stunned than harmed. However, her father frantically searched the box for any other elixirs. Where's the rest? God damn it, where's the rest? There's nothing else, Ryan protested. Liar! A son shouldn't lie to his father! Dad, stop, Len screamed. As if shaken out of his drug-fueled episode, Bloodstream calmed himself down. His hands returned to their normal shape, and he shook his head in confusion. The elixir had stabilized him, at least for the moment. Len, I'm sorry. It's okay, Dad. It's okay, Len said. Bloodstream looked at his daughter with concern, his hands moving towards her. However, he backed down when Len flinched at his approach. The psycho remained eerily silent before glancing at Ryan. Caesar? Yes, Dad, Ryan said, loathing every word he uttered. Len feels sad. Smile for her. Ryan forced himself, although his lips couldn't reach his eyes. Thankfully, Len's dad couldn't distinguish a fake smile from a real one. He put his bloody hand on the teen's hair, less like a son, more like a pet. You're a good boy, Caesar. A good boy. Len's brother, Caesar, was long dead, but Bloodstream just refused to accept it. Neither teen pointed it out, though. The last time Len's dad had broken out of his delusion, the psycho almost strangled Ryan. He would have killed him too if Len hadn't calmed him down. Bloodstream only listened to Len nowadays. Sometimes, not even her. It was always the same pattern. Their group would settle down, Len's dad would have a violent episode, and he either wiped out the locals or they chased him out. The trio would move on, because when people realized they couldn't kill Bloodstorm, they went after Len and Ryan. Rinse and repeat. Ryan had lost control of how many places they had crashed over the last few years, one city at a time, eventually wandering all the way from Campania to Venezia. Bloodstream had them constantly on the move, chasing after isolated genomes whose elixir he could drain. Pack your things, kids. This place is driving me crazy. We're going to Aqualand. You're gonna love it, Len. You always liked water. Yes, Dad. I hope they have ice cream, Bloodstream said. Len looked at Ryan, who didn't think twice. They hugged tightly, and for a second, Ryan wondered if he should let go. He still had the elixirs in his pocket. They had to leave. The Made Men? Bro, are we just reading the fucking oh my god, we're reading like a mafia movie. That's it. With extra steps, sure, but like really, not really. It was May 8th, 2020 for the 5th time, and Ghoul had once again had a car accident. That's such a good way to put it. A car accident. I ran him over, okay? He had a car... Listen, Meredith had a car accident this morning. As he climbed down from his Plymouth Fury and hitting his favorite undead maniac, Ryan took the time to look at his beautiful partner, the car he had rebuilt from husk that he found in the ruins of Florence, all by himself. Over the years, Ryan had customized it into a marvel of technology that would make most geniuses envious. The courier had drifted for years at the driver's seat, survived countless explosions, rode over so many old people. Ah, the memories. All in all, his Plymouth was his one constant in life. The thing most important to him after Len, the partner he could never find in any human being since they couldn't remember him from restart to restart. Oh my god! Has anyone seen Supernatural here? Oh my god, he's Dean Winchester! He's Dean Winchester! Oh my god. I swear, I won't let you hurt anyone, Ryan whispered to his car. I swear, I won't let anyone hurt you again, Ryan whispered to his car. The bad psycho's gone, okay? Are you talking to your car? Vanesco asked. I'm not judging you on your current company, Ryan replied. Opening the car's back, once again, he decided to do something new and interesting. A method to avenge his car's death. I know this sounds cliche. Ryan told Ghoul, raising the jumper cables while doing his best German accent. But we have ways of making you talk. After delivering a shocked Ghoul to the private security, finishing his delivery and paying everyone off, the courier thought about his next course of action. Intending to return to the Augusti path without fucking it up this time. Ryan returned to the first hotel he had booked in the city center instead of the southern district. He met Wyvern, warned her of Ghoul's escape, and received her business card. This time, Vulcan contacted him as normal. He then went to Bakuto, met Zanbato, received his mission. The next day, before he left the hotel, he hid a small remote camera in his room. Ryan had already booked a place somewhere else to avoid the assassination attempt, but did want to catch his killer. This time, Sarin showed up alone at the delivery. It appeared Ghoul remained in custody and the Meta couldn't spare anyone else for backup. Ryan would have wanted to say it was a hard, tough fight and that he struggled for his life, and that Sarin proved herself a welcome challenge. But the battle lasted 10 seconds. He punched her in the face on the stop time with Fisty. Gas came out of the Psycho's mask, and she crashed on the supertanker like before. She could dish out damage, but damn, she couldn't take it. They hadn't even destroyed the old harbor this time. I'm so bored, Ryan complained. While the Augusti finished putting crates in the bathysphere, the private security didn't even show up. Good, Zanbato said. That means things are going good. I'd rather have boring efficiency every day than chaotic excitement. That's what she said, Ryan replied, drawing a cell phone out of his pocket. An old, pre-war Samsung he had tinkered with, enhancing its performance to match newer devices. With it, he could observe through his bedroom camera. The camera didn't notice anything strange. According to the thermal sensors, though, someone had flown close to the window, peeked in, and left. Considering his room was on the 10th floor, definitely a genome. Now that he thought about it, he had glimpsed a flying hero during his first battle with Ghoul and Sarin. Could it be the same person? Hey, do you know of a flying invisible person around here? Asking for a friend. Anybody with 100k in their account can buy an invisibility elixir at Dynamis, Luigi replied. For flight, though, the only flyers I know in town are Wyvern, Geist, Vulcan, Devilry, Wardrobe, Mosquito, and Sarin. Among them, only Geist can turn invisible. Does he spy on people at night by peeping through windows? Ryan asked. What confused him was that the visitor didn't enter the room nor leave a bomb during this iteration. Did they detect the camera? No, he's bound to one place outside of town and can't leave at all, the Augusta enforcer replied. He's a yellow whose powers are activated post-mortem, binding him to his grave. Ah yes, yellow elixirs, the potions granting conceptual powers from astral projection to bad luck. Ryan liked them, mostly because he never knew what to expect with them. Even by genome standards, their abilities were downright bizarre. Bizarre? Close enough! Welcome back, Bizarro Sorcerer. Why the question? Luigi asked. Someone like that blew up my bedroom a few days ago, Ryan replied. It was technically true. The power forced him to be honest, but he could rephrase his sentence how he wanted. You certainly make enemies quickly, Luigi noted. How do you feel about that? Ryan prepared to make a joke, but he felt an alien force take over his mind and change his words. Nothing particular. It just helps fill the void. The void? Luigi repeated. I guess I feel alone, empty, directionless inside, Ryan shrugged. Like, my brain is a bottomless well that I try to fill with dopamine and endorphins. The more trouble I have, the greater the rush and the happier I am. Like, truthfully, boredom is my natural state. Oh my god, hold on. I need to send this to a friend. This fits them perfectly. Hold on. I need to send that to a friend, okay? I'm just tossing that in Discord really quick so I can send it to her. An awkward silence followed, but on the brighter side, I look fabulous on the outside. Quick save added to lighten the mood before turning to Luigi. Can you remove that bullshit filter? It's uncomfortable and makes me want to fucking kill you. I have to be sure about something. Are you a snitch or a double agent? No, I'm on my own side only. I have no cause at all. To be honest, I'm only using you to find my old friend because I'm lonely and I don't really like anyone else. Man, you have issues, one of the grunts said. You should see a therapist. I did, but I broke him first. However, this was getting tiresome, and Ryan's wits were at an end. He didn't want to talk about his emotional hang-ups, let alone strangers who he couldn't remember anymore. Now, Luigi, the courier said, there is only one place where I don't want anyone inside, and that's my mind. If you continue, my knife will find its way into your back, and no one is gonna save you. There, he wanted the truth, he got the truth. I'm sorry for probing, Luigi apologized. I had to be sure you weren't pulling a fast one on us. The courier simply looked at his face without emotion or a word, making the truth teller really uncomfortable. Damn it, He hated mind readers and their cousins. No respect for privacy. I guess it's time to split up and go our merry way, Ryan said, turning to Zanbato and eager to gather his thoughts alone. I'll give you a lift this time? No, Zanbato said. Change of plans. You're going to my place. His place? Didn't you take me to dinner first? Of course. That's the plan. Do you like pizza? I cook it like no one else. Wait, he was serious? My hotel is... No, you're gonna stay at my place tonight, Zanbato insisted. What you need is a friendly, warm environment. But I must catch my secret nemesis. They will wait. Give up, man, Luigi told Ryan. Zan is like cream, sweet, and it sticks to you when you get too close. Is it like vanilla ice cream? I love vanilla. You should try chocolate. It's good for depression, Zanbato said. What followed was one of the strangest moments of Ryan's life. Being led at knife point to a dinner party was certainly a first. Well, not literally at knife point, but metaphorically. Zanbato simply stepped into Ryan's Plymouth and refused to exit until the courier agreed to come home. Passive aggressiveness at its finest. In the end, the mysterious assassin having backed down for now, Ryan couldn't refuse a free meal. Zanbato lived in a modern house north of Mount Augustus. The area was definitely higher income than the little Maghreb nearby. Local houses were large, modern, and built on steep hills, overseeing the poorer districts. His host's home was a modern, two-floor house with incredible views of New Rome and an infinity pool built next to the hill's edge, colored in rich, warm brown and white tones, a place that seemed modest and fashionable. Clearly, the Mafia paid quite well. Ryan parked his car between a Lexus ES and a heavily customized Harley-Davidson Sportster. Zanbato took the opportunity to remove his power armor, showing no apprehension at revealing his face to Ryan. The courier had to admit, the Japanese counterfeit was handsome. A perfect jawline, buff muscles, and a 3-day beard, Ryan would peg him somewhere in his mid-30s. What the fuck? Jamie Cutter, no masks inside. You want to know my identity? Ryan replied. I must warn you, many have gone insane from hearing my true name. Ryan Romano, Jamie chuckled. To your credit, that's pretty much all I know. My bosses couldn't find much else about you. Really? But I'm unforgettable, Ryan complained. Not much before you went out in costume and started blowing stuff up, Jamie clarified, opening the garage door and inviting his friend inside. The door led to a large living room that could probably fit a 2-room apartment inside, including the kitchen, a sofa, and a big plasma screen TV, and stairs to the rooms above. His decoration involved a lot of Asian art, a katana hanging on the wall, a Korean flag on the balcony, and a Buddha statue. Devil, are you here? A Buddha statue! Get your sword! 2 people were already present. A dark brown haired woman drank a soda near the balcony while an Asian girl sliced tomatoes. But Ryan didn't pay them attention. His gaze focused somewhere else, namely the enormous rat on the kitchen counter looking up at Ryan. The courier waved at it, and the critter raised its tiny forearm in response. Hi, honey, Jamie kissed the girl in the kitchen on the mouth while he put her knife and dinner aside. Probably his girlfriend. I brought a new guest. Hyun Ki-jung, she nodded politely at Ryan, showing him a friendly smile. As skinny as her boyfriend was muscled, she kept her black hair short, dressed modestly, and wore discreet, elegant glasses. Ryan would have considered her pretty if she hadn't suffered from weight loss and sore scars on the skin. The courier immediately identified her as a recovering addict. Waza? Ryan asked. Waza? Ryan gasped in realization, finally, having met someone who understood. Waza! They both shouted. This startled the rat a bit, who tilted his head to the side. The dark brown-haired woman looked at them as if they had gone mad. It's a very obscure reference, Ki-jung reassured him. You have to know the private joke to understand. To be initiated in this brotherhood is the pinnacle of culture, Ryan said. I am Ryan Quicksave Romano. I'm immortal, but don't tell anyone. He says that to everyone, Jamie said, putting his arms around his girlfriend. Because nobody remembers, Ryan said, looking around and realizing the kitchen rat had brought his entire family. 3 of his kindred watched a documentary on the TV, and another slept on the balcony. And another leapt on Ki-young's shoulders like Pikachu. I control them, Ki-young told Ryan, petting the kitchen rat. Somewhat. I telepathically communicate with them, which increases their intelligence. Blue or green? Green. Meaning her powers affected biology rather than mere rodent telepathy. I'm Chitter. She probably thought Ryan would recognize the name, but he didn't. Finally, having enough of the racket, or perhaps curious, the balcony girl decided to join the kitchen and socialize, although Rock Disaster would have been a better name. Ryan had never met someone with more tattoos on their arms and shoulders. She even bore a bird symbol below her right eye, although it was hard to notice due to her stained glasses. The woman, dressed like a biker girl, with white sleeveless shirt, blue pants, black boots, and a cross pendant around her neck. She kept her dark hair in shoulder-long dreadlocks. Unlike Ki-young, she obviously exercised a lot. Who's that, Zan? A new hobo you found? Lanka! Jamie chastised her. I prefer the term murder hobo, Ryan replied. I don't have any home, but I love stealing them. Oh, really? She didn't sound impressed, trading her soda can for a smoke. She offered everyone one, including Ryan, but no one took her up on it. You don't look like the killer type. My costume's in the garage, Ryan said. He beat up Sarin so fast I couldn't even see it, Jamie said. Don't push it, Lanka. I've not read this. Maybe, Luvion, but I feel like it's more of a misdirection. Like, I feel like it's him saying, like, oh, like, hey, I'm immortal. So everyone thinks, like, his powers is that he never dies. So no one ever thinks, like, oh, his abilities are, like, time stop and thing. Even though it seems like people in the know do understand that he can stop time to a certain extent or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. New muscle. About time. Can't ride near Rusttown without those psychos ambushing me. Can we talk business some other night, Ki-young said. Can you help set the gambling table while we prepare the pizzas? Do you like poker? Jamie asked. Entry fee is 100. I don't like poker, but I love winning, Ryan joked. Well, everyone except for Lanka, who took it as a challenge, smiled. Are you a team? Is this a Casa Nostra reunion? We are all made men and women, yes, and we work together, Jamie said, flinching at Casa Nostra's comment. We also share this flat for practical purposes. Since a few rooms are available, I wanted to invite you to crash with us for a few days until our business is done. It won't cost anything, and you'll like it more than a hotel. Zan owns the place, and he can't help but invite strangers in need, Lanka said. Like that hobo. You never let me live that down, will you? Jamie sighed. It was only 2 weeks until he found a job, his girlfriend said. I appreciate the offer to spy on me, but I do value my privacy, Ryan said. This is a friendly proposal with no strings, Jamie insisted. Although I do think you would have much to gain by joining our big family, personally and professionally. I'm just looking for Len. Black hair, blue eyes, underdiver? Underdiver? This time, the name seemed familiar to Jamie. I've heard that name. The power plant incident earlier this year. That was him. Her, Ryan said. Ah, yes, I remember, Jamie nodded. The private security caught her, and Vulcan wanted to break her out. I'm not sure if the weapons division followed through with it, though. You don't work for Vulcan? Ryan asked. Our capo is called Mercury, Ki-young told Ryan. Our division oversees gambling and logistics alongside security work on the side, while Vulcan's group controls weapons trades. Our bosses cooperate, but usually every group does their own thing. Gosh, they sounded more like a bureaucracy than a syndicate. Wait, why did Vulcan send me to you rather than recruit me for herself? I'm one of the Augusti's primary recruiters, Jamie explained. The capos trust me to evaluate new recruits for a first check. Did someone say gambling? True. I will introduce you to Vulcan tomorrow. Fuck, oh, man. Did I hear back? Am I crazy? Because I sent someone a request to commission... I sent someone a request to commission, what do you call it? So, like a new profile pic for the channel. And I haven't heard back from them. It's been like a day and a half. I've never commissioned artwork. I don't know how long it's supposed to take for them to at least accept the commission. I don't know. But like, I don't know, like a day and a half feels like kind of crazy, no? Man, I will say, fucking, what do you call it? Commission artists are expensive. I mean, don't get me wrong, they do good work and stuff. God bless them, you know. Damn. If you're here rather than in a trash can, that means you passed, Lanka said. I will introduce you to Vulcan tomorrow. Even if you don't want to join, Jamie promised Ryan. That should solve your problem neatly. Until then, you're free to live with us. So now? Ryan considered the proposal. Truth be told, a lot of genomes in the same place should discourage the mysterious assassin from bothering them again, and except Lanka, they seemed like nice people. But Ryan was leery to join communities, since he often died, and they always forgot about him. Getting to know people, only for them to treat you as a stranger, was just painful. The courier could always bolt away when he felt too attached. I say 4 cheese, Ryan replied. Alright, ground rules. No bliss under this roof. No cats or pest control. No cocaine after 10. Everybody cleans up their own shit. Tinkering is only in the garage. And you gotta give us a day's notice if you want to party. Ryan listened in silence, as he would dutifully follow the rules. Clearly, Jamie didn't know him well yet. Yeah. Depends how busy they are, or maybe they forgot to remove the fact they were full. Oh, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'll reach out to some other artists. I don't know. No, I'm going through a website called Artistry. Artistry. Okay. It has been a okay. Well, last chapter for today, and we'll call it. Okay. Okay. It had been a while since Ryan drove a group in his Plymouth Fury. He often transported a person or two, especially when on a drunken bender or working as a getaway driver. But rarely a group like this. Jamie wore his power armor in the back seat while Ki-young dressed in a green hoodie at his side. Her rats had taken over every corner of the car, hiding behind and beneath the seats. Unfortunately, Lanka complained all the way to the front. You cheated, blabbermouth, she accused Ryan. She would have gone to the meeting with her bike too, had Jamie not insisted they all travel together for team building. I know you did. Someone's a sore loser, Ryan replied, having left yesterday's table a few $100 richer. Also, blabbermouth. He'd had way better nicknames like Lil Granny Destroyer. Lil Granny Destroyer. Oh god, that's amazing. I counted cards, Lanka said, but you changed them. I'm never wrong. So you accuse him of cheating, but you definitely cheated? Jamie asked. Of course I cheated, Ryan admitted, much to Jamie and Ki-young's surprise. And instead of condemning me, you should learn from it, my young Padawan. Failure is an experience. Oh, then you should be quite experienced by now, Lanka shrugged. There is nothing more human than cheating. You know who else accused the human race of cheating? Mammoths. They said, oh, and these humans attack us with bows and spears. It's not fair. Have you met any mammoths recently, Lanka? Jamie just sighed. Alright, maybe we'll try a tabletop game next time. The group parked near the little Maghreb and walked to the fortress of stone and steel. The building had been some kind of foundry before the war until Vulcan took it over years back. The crimson castle of metal walls, pipes, and reservoirs seemed closer to an old army base to Ryan, though. A lot of grunts patrolled the area, wielding shotguns, grenade launchers, and miniguns. He also noticed a few snipers on the roof. Apparently, it was an open secret that Vulcan's weapons division operated here, but no one was dumb enough to attack them. Not even Il Migliore. New Rome was truly like a Cold War-like era. I bet you remember the... Bug, sir, you're gonna hit me with that? You... Okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah, no. It's fine. I'll remember that next time, you piece of shit. Fuck. Wow, okay. No, I'm gonna remember that. It's fine. It's fine. No, you have fun. You have fun, buddy. It's all good. Have fun. Really. All good. It was also quite close to the hotel Ryan had used in a previous loop. No wonder Vulcan attacked Wyvern when she moved so close to their headquarters. Also, I wanted to say I'm disappointed in you ladies, Ryan told Lanka and Kyung. Only Zanbato and I have costumes. You don't even wear masks. Why would we wear masks when private security already has files on us? Kyung asked. They know where we live. And there aren't that many advanced armors to go around, Lanka replied. And what kind of costume? A cape? Do you know how hard it is not to trip with that? It's not about practicality, it's about looking stylish, Ryan replied. Without a bright and colorful style, what even are we? Mere animals. Culture is what alleviates. Ah, villains. Ryan paused and looked at a newcomer. A person climbed down from a bicycle near the car, dressed like Rambo, except without the gun and half the muscles. He had painted his face and dyed his hair white. He looked ridiculous. The rest of the group seemed to recognize him, and instead of attacking, they all looked embarrassed. You have come farther than you should have, but you have found your sworn destroyer, the fool declared, trying to look badass, but coming desperately short. Prepare to face the wrath of... Oh god, not again. The panda! The... What? Ryan asked, unsure of whether to condemn this man or applaud his efforts. At least someone in the city understood the importance of costumes. Is your power only getting laid every 10 years? Pandas are picky, the ridiculous man answered. But something in his tone made Ryan dubious. He didn't even look Chinese. He's a vigilante. Somehow, Lanka said. Clearly, she didn't take him very seriously. He can transform into a panda. And that's it. But a very big panda, Kyung added, so as to soften the blow. Man, some genomes were just unlucky. Has the fear of the panda petrified you, villains? The hero put his hand on his waist. Did he seriously come all this way to pick a fight? Ryan could respect that, but he should work on his introduction. Just ignore him. He'll go away, Jamie said, leaving for the armory without even looking at the poor hero-to-be. Kyung followed soon, although she gave him a pitiful glance at the poor animal. You will not escape me! Frustrated by this lack of respect, Panda underwent a terrible transformation. Black and white fur grew on his skin, and he gained mass and muscle. He grew claws and fangs, shredded his pants and jacket like a magnificent butterfly. The man was gone, leaving only the panda. It was a pretty big panda, bigger than even a polar bear. Yet, when he screamed, Ryan just found it adorable rather than terrifying. With a heavy sigh, Lanka found her index and middle finger formed together to form a gun and fired an orange sphere of energy at it. The projectile flew towards Panda at an arrow speed and hit him on the nose. The poor animal fell to the side, paralyzed. Ryan understood why they called her Sphere. All right, Lanka said, drawing a Beretta 76. I call dibs on his corpse. You're gonna kill a panda? They're extinct! Yeah, that means we can sell his fur to a collector. I'm stopping you right there, Cruella! Ryan moved in front of the barrel, unable to stand animal cruelty. I will not let you kill the last panda. You could get a death penalty for this. He's not a panda, he's a fucking idiot. He's basically already dead, except you lost your mind while you're alive. I will not allow you to anger PETA. You know not what they are capable of, or what they could do before the wars. What the fuck is PETA? A genome? She asked. You know he's just gonna come back and get killed by the guards later, right? This way, I'll just make it quick. How do you know that? Oh no, wait, sorry. At least this way, I'll make it quick. I'll take full responsibility for saving this discipline of style, Ryan said. I believe there is still hope for him, my marauding friend. How do you know that? The snake tattoo on your arm, which you tried to cover up beneath the other ones, Ryan replied. I had met people with it. Very unkind people. I hope you killed them, she said. I belonged to a real band of savages way back in the day. Oh yes, he very much killed them. Ryan and Lanka walked towards the metal gate, finding Jamie and Kiyoom discussing with another duo. Or rather, a woman was talking and everyone else listened. She was obviously a genome, her skin deathly pale, unnaturally so even, and her long hair bright blue. This mature lady carried herself with an eerie sort of elegance, that of an otherworldly fairy among men. Unlike Ryan's team, she had style aplenty, wearing a black Greek chiton dress as her costume alongside sandals and a shark-tooth necklace. Ryan couldn't explain why, but he had a bad feeling with her. Everyone seemed to tense up around her. The courier also recognized her bodyguard as a woman who tried to flirt with him at the Bakuto, back when he had messed up with a chain of events. Although this time she had traded her dress for a black uniform and assault rifles. The blue-haired woman and her bodyguard passed by Ryan and Lanka on their way to the parking lot before stopping and noticing the courier. You. Moi? Ryan pointed to himself. How old are you? What a question. I'm immortal, but don't tell anyone. No one is immortal, she responded. I hope to reach your age one day. Then she stopped, paying him any mind, and walked with her escort. Shit, that's not good. Who is she? Ryan asked. Pluto, Augustus' sister and underboss. When he sends her, heads fall. Isn't Pluto a guy in Roman mythology? I support gender equality and all, but wouldn't Plutonia have been better? I think they had a theme sort of going in the family, Lanka replied. The third boss of the sibling trio, Neptune, serves as Augustus' consigliere. They had tried to respect the spirit of the names. Ryan appreciated the cultural reference. What's her power? If she wants you to die, you die. As in what? She vaporizes you with lightning? No. You just die, Jamie interrupted, a hint of fear and weariness in his voice. Perhaps he was worried, rightfully, that Quicksave would try to put his powers to the test. This is a warning. No protection, no counter. If she wants you dead, you just die. The end. Since we still have enemies alive, her powers have limits. We just don't know them. This only made Ryan even more interested. He would check it out one loop. Lanka, however, wanted more information. Why was she here? She asked. 5 of our made men have died under mysterious circumstances. The meta trash? No. They would have loudly claimed these murders, and it isn't their style. Poison powerful enough to affect genomes, explosives, drowning, and suffocation. The boss believes it's a new vigilante. Pluto and the Killer 7 squad will take care of it. If they ask for anything, we'll help them. Explosives? My invisible nemesis has struck again, Ryan said. Yeah, I thought the same, Jamie said. But unless the one responsible knocks at your door itching for a fight, we're leaving the higher-ups to deal with it. Once the hit squad is after someone, it's only a matter of time. Alright, a few rules on how to address Vulcan. Don't make jokes about her height, and for the love of God, do not mention Wyvern unless she mentions her first. Ryan nodded thoughtfully. Jamie led them to a guided tour of the foundry, although it quickly became clear the name didn't illustrate the truth. The building, which housed a whole weapon production operation, from metal processing to the assembly line. The group walked through the searing hot rooms full of furnaces and automated assembly lines. They produced guns, bullets, and rockets. Some of the guards even wore variants of Jamie's own costume, albeit bulkier and far more intimidating. Eventually, they reached Vulcan's workshop. It was the quintessential genius's lair, full of bulky devices, glass bulbs providing light, and strange contraptions centuries ahead of modern times. Also, they had a big robot on standby. Scratch that, it turns out to be an enormous power suit, albeit 5 meters tall and wideness to match. While humanoid, the suit was so bulky it might as well be a tank. However, considering the number of miniature turbo reactors and the multi-joint design of the limbs, Ryan guessed it couldn't be surprisingly quick in the field. And of course, it had weapons to rival a battleship. The courier also noticed multiple eye-shaped cameras dispatched all over the machine, allowing the user to see in all directions. The builder was waiting for them, drawing plans on a large table, much like Pluto. In spite of her codename, Vulcan was a girl. And to Ryan's surprise, she seemed a bit younger than him, biologically. 18? 19? In any case, she was petite, barely 1 meter 60 tall. 1 meter 60. Oh, that's short. With olive skin, sharp black eyes, and dark hair bound into a bun. But when she looked at Ryan felt the fierceness in her gaze. I expected someone taller, like Wyvern. Everyone grew tense and looked at him as if he was insane, except Vulcan, who just gave him a murderous glaze. We'll see who's taller when I blow your legs off, jackass, the capo said, with a face that reminded Ryan of Len. She must have had the same height complex, because right now you stepped on a landmine. Here comes Napoleon. Quick save, please. A little respect, Jamie coughed. I'm sorry, Chief. He doesn't know what he says. Oh, no, he does, Vulcan replied. This bitch is my... Excuse me? I'm not reading that. He is my... that bitch is my personal nemesis. When someone speaks it, they suffer. Do you have any survival instinct? Lanka hissed at Ryan. Of course not. I'm immortal. Survival instincts are for people who can die. The courier glanced at the giant armor. Is that a miniature fusion reactor? Vulcan's face betrayed some surprise. I'm surprised you could tell. I worked on one once, although nothing this advanced. And plasma beams for offense. Clever. Very. Maybe I'll give you a live demonstration, Vulcan said. As the suit moved on its own, the other genomes all took a step back, and Jamie looked ready to summon an energy sword. Though, since you've got a brain, I guess I'll only destroy your legs. Ryan kept observing this marvel of technology as he pointed at its weapons on the lower half. Vulcan frowned, her anger replaced with astonishment. You're so close to death, and yet neither your heartbeat nor blood pressure has changed. No abnormal neural activity. You give 0 fucks, don't you? Wait, how the fuck does she know that? Does she have a telepathic link to her suit sensors? Though he should feel thankful that her anger had left the building, she probably thought he had some ace up his sleeve. I heard you carried advanced tech with you, Quicksave. You a genius? Sort of. He didn't have advanced intelligence, but he had spent so many loops tinkering with tech, he might as well be a de facto genius. Ryan looked into his trench coat and handed Vulcan an A-bomb. Oh, what a elegant design. You made this? Everyone should have a bomb on themselves for dissuasion, Ryan said, full of excitement and the presence of a fellow bomb maker. Bombs save lives. Exactly, Vulcan replied. You know why the Cold War never went hot? Because everyone had A-bombs. Absolute destructive power is the key to peace. Oh god, there's 2 of them. What about Mecron? Kyung said. Bombs didn't help against them. An unforeseeable variable, Chitter, like the alchemist. You see this? Vulcan brushed it off before waving the A-bomb under Ryan's nose. Yes? If you say Wyvern one more time, I'll shove it down your throat. Since you've got some skills, I'll let you live. Just this once. Don't ever push your luck again. So, can I have my bomb back? No. That's your respect tax, she said, before brazenly stealing his device and putting it in her pocket. If you join my division, I may change my mind. I've got a lot of workers, but very few engineers. You have an attitude problem, but I'll fix that. I thought he might do well with Mercury's, Jamie said. I'm the one who looked him up first, Sanbato. If Mercury wants to find good men, tell him to get the fuck out of his house. I'm happy for the attention, but I'm not for a long-term employment, Ryan said. I'm looking for Len. Black hair, blue eyes. Marxist-Leninist? Underdiver. But I don't see how I benefit from introducing you to a subcontractor, especially if you aren't long-term. Subcontractor? Oh, he could taste the reunion. How much for the privilege? You think I'm a crook who works for money? Kyung couldn't help but chuckle. Before quickly correcting her expression, Vulcan smiled. I don't know if you're ballsy or just out of your fucking mind. Just as a matter of fact, I have a need for fresh, warm bodies to throw out a problem. Metagang? You want us to take him down? No. My crew will take care of Metagang. The boss gave us a big go order. Just protect the shipments and we'll take care of Rusttown. No, what I have in mind involves fighting the law. Oh, my favorite kind of mission. Are we going to do tax evasion? There's nothing more exciting. Even Al Capone couldn't do it. Nobody pays taxes, idiot, Lanka pointed out. The private security and Il Migliore have been a bit overzealous recently. Nothing too damaging, but they're testing us. But they believe the meta made our organization weak. But they must be reminded not to underestimate the Augusti. You want us to attack Dynamis' operations? Dynamis is currently filming a new Il Migliore movie. I want you to trash the studio. Send him a message. Isn't the newest movie under work there? Jamie asked. Wyvern's Flight 2. Yeah, totally. Business as usual. Do you want your personal vendetta crispy? Or extra crispy? Ryan asked. Based. No fucks given at all. Oh, good God. Man, I like it. I feel like maybe I'm crazy, but I feel like the chapters are longer than Lord of the Mysteries. But definitely good. We'll make good time. We should be able to finish it in like a month or so, which is not bad at all. And then Mother of Learning, then ORV, and then onto some stuff. I'm starting to reconsider, though, if I'm honest. I might just do this, Mother of Learning, and then go on to COI. I don't know if that's crazy, but I might just do that. We might do RV later. I don't know. Alright, guys. We'll end stream there. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. Have a great rest of your day or nights. I will, tomorrow, I'll schedule the stream for Saturday for the Lord of the Mysteries stream, and then we'll go from there. Alright. Have a great rest of your day or nights. I'll catch y'all later. Bye, guys.